Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Back with me again, Dava Purta Pratama, and today we're going to present about PBL Project 2. And without any further ado, let's just get into it. So, part 1. Part 1, correlative conjunction. What's what is a correlative conjunction? Well, correlative conjunction are a pair of words that works together to connect ideas in a sentence. They always come in twos, like either or not only, but also, and help show how two parts of a sentence related to each other. These word pairs make sentences smoother, clearer, and more balanced. They can show choices, result, or simply link to equal ideas in a sentence. Using them correctly makes your writing sounds natural and easy to follow. Okay, so here's a few examples. Both and. She is both smart and creative. They are both handsome and evil. Either or. You can either walk or take a taxi. You can either study now or take the test later. Neither nor. He likes neither pizza nor pasta. She likes neither tea nor coffee. She is she is not only talented but also hardworking. I will not only finish my homework but also help my brother. So here's an example from mass media. Moving on, subordinating conjunction and preposition. So preposition. What are preposition? Preposition are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. They are commonly used to indicate direction, time, location, and to express various relationships between elements in a sentence. Words like on, under, and inside, as well as phrases like next to, in front of, and on top of, are all preposition. Preposition often tells you where or when something is by showing time, location, or direction. So here's a few examples. The first one is preposition of place. They're building an amusement park near my apartment. The second one is preposition of time. I suddenly get energy after the sun sets. The third is preposition of movement. The defense recovered the fumble and ran across the entire field. Okay, last one is preposition of manner. When I'm late, my dad takes me to school by car. So here's the mass media example of preposition. Moving on into subordinate conjunction. What is a subordinate conjunction? Well, it is a word or phrases that links a dependent or subordinate clause into an independent or main clause. The dependent clause cannot stand alone and needs the main clauses to complete its meaning. Subordinating conjunctions show the relationship between two ideas. This relationship typically include time, cause, condition, contrast, and purpose. So there's five relationship. Okay, so ah, I put it too far. Wait. Uh, Here's an example. Here's few example. Well, just as I said before, the common examples include because, although, since, if, when, unless, while, after, before, even though, as long as, until, whereas. So here's the time sentence. I'll call you when I reach home. Reason, he smiled, because he just talked to her today. Condition, you can't play outside if it rains. Contrast, although he was tired, he finished the project. The last one is place. We sat where the breeze was strongest. So here's two example from mass media, and thank you. We're moving on into part two. S- Uh, wait, ah, part two. grammatical error correction. So the first paragraph here, okay? As you can see, there's something wrong with the sentence, okay? So my job here is to find the correct version of this sentence. Moving on. So here's the correct version. The first one is the student which won the competition is my friend. That is very wrong. The correct one is the student who won the competition is my friend. Okay, the second sentence is she met a professor whose she book was published last year. Sounds very, very wrong. The correct version is she met a professor whose book was published last year. Okay, moving on. The library where it was renovated recently is very modern. No, the library that was renovated recently is very modern. I have a classmate he study linguistic every day. No, that is very wrong. I have a classmate who studies linguistic every day. The laptop who I bought yesterday is already broken. No, the laptop that or which I bought yesterday is already broken. Yes, the lecturer that she teaches syntax is very popular among students. Not so. The lecturer who teaches syntax is very popular among students. Yes, it's more correct. The building which we discussed about yesterday will be demolished soon. Mm, no, the building which we discussed yesterday, we don't use about yesterday, will be demolished soon. The researcher whom article received an award works at a famous university. No, the researcher whose article received an award works at a famous university. Yes, that is more correct. This is the campus that where I studied for 4 years. No, sounds very wrong. This is the campus where I studied for 4 years. Yes, that's correct. The scholarship which it was offered by government is attract many applicants. No, the scholarship that was offered by the government attracted many applicants. Okay, so here's paragraph 2, the same as before. We have to find maybe 10 grammatical errors. So let's proceed. Okay, so the first one is my university is more large than university in my hometown. No, my university is larger than the university in my hometown. Among all students in my class, Sarah is the most smartest student. Sounds wrong. Among all students in my class, Sarah is the smartest. The smartest, not the most smartest. This semester is more easier than the previous one. Well, sounds correct, but really, it's not correct at all. The correct version is this semester is easier than the previous one. The library is the quietest than cafeteria. No, the library is quieter than the cafeteria. English is interestinger than mathematics for many students. No, English is more interesting than mathematics for many students. My laptop is expensiver than my friend's laptop. No, my laptop is more expensive than my friend's laptop. Of the three presentations, John's presentation was more best. No. Of the three presentations, John's presentation was the best. The new classroom is more comfortable room in the building. No, the new classroom is the most comfortable room in the building. Traveling by train is most cheap than traveling by plane. Well, no, traveling by train is cheaper than traveling by plane. Today's weather is better than yesterday's weather. No, not at all. What is better? The correct version is today's weather is worse than yesterday's weather. So here's the third paragraph and the last one. Without any further ado, let's just get into it. Ah, so the first sentence that I found that was wrong is both the lecturer or the students were interested in the seminar. No, both the lecturer and the students were interested in the seminar. Either the manager and the staff members are responsible for the project. Sounds right, but the same as before, it's not correct at all. The correct version is either the manager or the staff members are responsible for the project. Neither the teacher or the students was prepared for the presentation. No, neither the teacher nor the student were prepared for the presentation. Not only does the library digital resources and also student study spaces. No, not only does the library provide digital resources and also study places. The researcher is interested in both collecting data and to analyze the result. Sounds, again, sounds right, but not at all. The researcher is interested both in collecting data and analyzing the result. Whether the meeting will be online and offline has not been decided yet. No, whether the meeting will be online or offline has not been decided yet. No sooner had the lecturer started when several students arrived late. No sooner had the lecturer started than several students arrived late. Scarcely had I finished my assignment than the lecturer announced new task. Scarcely had I finished my assignment when the lecturer announced a new task. Such was the difficulty of the exam that so many students felt it. No, such was the difficulty of the exam that many students failed it. Whether the professor then also the assistants conducted the workshop. No, whether the professor then the assistant conducted the workshop. And that's all for this project. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.